own gym.
What's happening, guys? It's Brian Alsruhe with NeverState.com, and after the gym tour video, a ton of you reached out to me asking me for some tips on how to start your own gym. Now, let me preface this by saying that I absolutely love owning my own gym. I love my job. That whole ball and chain thing was kind of a joke, kind of. Opening my own gym has been one of the most rewarding and amazing experiences of my life, but it's also been one of the most challenging. And I always pride myself on being straight with you guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Sometimes it might seem like I'm being negative, but I'm not. I'm just being honest with you guys and trying to be as straightforward as possible. When I first got into this, I thought having my own business would give me more free time, more money, and more freedom. And that's just not really the case. Owning your own business is extremely rewarding, but it's also extremely challenging. But you have to remember, if you're working for somebody else, you are just helping them make their dream come true. If you're working for yourself, at least you're working towards your own dream. So no matter what I say here, if you have a dream of opening your own gym, you need to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna be sitting on a rocking chair 50 years from now, wondering what would have happened if you did that, and you're gonna die with regret, and dying with regret is pretty much the worst thing that you could possibly do. You gotta go for it. Now, this video is so extremely premature, it is not even funny. As far as my gym business goes, I am on page 3 of a 1,000-page novel. Almost every single privately owned gym goes under within the first 3 years, and the end of my book has not been written yet, so whether I make it or not is still yet to be seen, but I'm gonna try to share with you guys a couple things that I've learned along the way, so that if you guys are gonna choose to make the jump and go for this, hopefully they'll help you out. I'm also going to be speaking in extremely broad terms because depending on your location, your demographic, who you're trying to reach, your outcome is going to be greatly different than mine. So before you jump down in the comment section and start ripping me apart, just realize that. Be nice, people. So in my last video, I asked you guys to reach out and send me some questions that would be relevant, that you would like to know, 4 questions about opening your own gym, and Ask You Did. A lot of those questions ended up being very much alike, so I tried to lump some of them together and give you big blocks of information that will hopefully cover a bunch of your answers, and then I'm gonna probably try to go through and pick apart some of the individual ones and answer exactly what you guys wanted to know. But that's a lot of info. So there is probably gonna be more than one part to this series. Also next month when I fly out to Sacramento to collaborate with Alan Thrall, I wanna sit down with him and virtually do this same video because he is just a couple steps ahead of me in this whole gym business situation. So I'm really interested in seeing what he has to say because I want to learn from it, and hopefully you guys will be able to glean even more information from that conversation. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, next question. So a lot of you want to know how I got powerlifters and strongmen to leave their place and come here, and a lot of you want to know, would it be feasible for me to keep this place open, just open gym style, where people just come in like a normal gym instead of running it like class like I do? No. If you have people yoke walking at the same time someone's doing the log, at the same time someone's trying to deadlift, people are gonna get hurt, it's not gonna work out, and to be completely honest with you, I don't want to be here from 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night every single day. The hard part about gym business is that you are in a job that you work when everyone else is off work. Those are your busy times. So during the day, no one comes to the gym. If you go to your commercial gym at 1 p.m., no one's there. Everyone goes from about 4:30 until about 8 o'clock at night, in the afternoons or in the mornings, anywhere from like 7 in the morning till about 10. There's a lot of dead time there. So what I decided to do was, since I did not want to live at the gym all day, every day, 100 days a week, including holidays, and not have a life whatsoever, I decided to run classes. Now the class do a couple things to help my business. Number one, it controls the chaos. So I do all the programming, and if you show up for class, you're doing the programming. I know a lot of people do not want to stick to someone else's programming because they think that they've got it figured out. But if you have a class, it becomes a team environment. If somebody hasn't been to the gym for 3 weeks, I don't need to call them. All the people from that class, their teammates, are the ones that call them and be like, where were you? I was trying to go for a squat PR. I really could have used you and you let me down. So that helps me with membership retention. The people who belong to my gym stay at my gym. If you make it through the first couple workouts and you decide that you can hang, you're there for a very, very long time. We don't really drop members. It just doesn't happen. And one of the most proud things about everyone following my program is, to a person, from beginners to advanced lifters, every single lifter that has ever been at my gym and came the 3 to 4 times a week doing their team practice, not really their workout. You show up and you show up for team practice. Every single member has gained 100 pounds on their squat and 100 pounds on their deadlift within the first year. It's not that my system is that great, but what you have is number one, peer pressure of all the people around you. When you're going for a PR, it's like being in a competition. There are a ton of people right behind you, cheering you on, videotaping you, screaming, going nuts. That is a positive environment to make gains in. And then number two, if I have 8 to 10 people in a class, I see every single rep, every single set of every single person. So you are getting constant feedback. It's like having a personal coach. It's more like a group personal training session than it is a just go in and work out. Is that more work on me? Absolutely. But a funny thing happens. As people who have been here longer get more advanced and they progress more and more, they start grabbing the new people under their wings. And they're like, hey buddy, you come with me. You're squatting with me today. I'm going to teach you what I know. I'm still there as the overseer. And eventually what happens is you get workout partners. You never show up and you're never working out alone. You always have either a group, a team, a partner. There's always someone else there, so you are never not spotted, you are never not seen. If you're rounding your back telling a deadlift, you're going to have direct feedback immediately, as opposed to you might be in your gym for 6 months trying to get better on a squat and you don't know why. Well, here, people are telling you why. It's immediate. Everyone shows up, everyone treats everyone like family, people care about each other's birthdays, people care. You would not believe how excited people get when someone else gets a PR. Even if you had a terrible day and everyone else had an awesome day, yeah, you feel bad because you didn't get a PR, but everyone gets excited for people doing well. And the best part is no one cares if your PR was 10 pounds. You could have just deadlifted 100 pounds, or you could have just deadlifted 800 pounds. Everyone is just excited because they know how important it is to you personally and what you sacrifice to get there, because they sacrificed right beside you. That shared kind of suffering builds a strong team unit, so you don't need to worry about people falling out afterwards. That's the type of environment that I wanted to build. I did not want to build a place where there's just a bunch of meatheads coming in, screaming, cussing, spitting, beating up equipment, doing that type of thing, and I was able to build that with a class structure. And like I said, it's a small spot, so you gotta control chaos. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I work 16 hours a day, every single day, because when I am done coaching, I need to go home and do the programming for the next workout. I'm answering questions, I'm doing things. You guys see how much I do online. It is a lot of work, but it is a ton of work up front that hopefully 5-10 years down the line, I'm just going to be able to sit back and watch everyone else help everyone else and reap the benefits of all these people just building a family unit and just being awesome to each other. How is that not an awesome thing to build? That's going to make society better. It's not just gonna build stronger people. So with that in mind, when you're choosing what type of gym you want to have and what type of clientele you want to work with, you need to stick to the vision that you have. If you try to copy someone else's vision, it is not going to work because it's not your vision. A lot of people will start out with one type of gym and then they'll see another gym being successful and they will try to rotate to that type of gym. But that type of gym was not their original vision and they're just screwing it up. They're putting out a half-tried version of someone else's idea, and that never works out. That's a duplicate, that's a replica. That is not, there's no feeling in that, there's no soul in that. You need to do what is going to make you happy, because you're gonna be doing this for probably about 100 hours a week, every week for years on end, and you're not gonna make any money anytime soon, so you can forget about that. You need to do it because you love it, and if you don't love it, you're gonna get burnt out, and then your business is gonna fail anyway, and you just sacrificed all this time, all this money, all of this, everything, your past career, for absolutely nothing. Now, as far as how to recruit strong people to your gym, the type of people that are like yourself, like-minded like yourself, that wanna train like you, this is one that I have not figured out. When I said that I was gonna start a gym, I literally probably had 100 people that said, yes, man, you start it, I'm gonna come there, I'm gonna work out, I'm going to do it, I'm gonna support you. No, they're not. People who are unhappy but comfortable in their current situation hardly ever risk leaving that comfortable situation for a maybe, even if they know it is going to improve their situation. They just don't want to leave that comfort. One of our big sayings is that you need to be willing to sacrifice everything you are for everything that you could become. People don't really do that, but that's also why people don't really make a ton of gains and they look the same year after year, or they don't start their own business, or they never go after their dreams. People like being comfortable. In my world, the more time that you can spend being uncomfortable, if you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, whether it be in workout, in business, in life, in relationships, you're going to be able to write your own ticket because no one is willing to do that, at least not the sheep. Once you do open your place and you're expecting those people to roll in, they're gonna give you every excuse. They're gonna rationalize to themselves however they can. They'll tell you, well, you don't have treadmills and I need a treadmill to warm up. I just like to go there and walk on the treadmill, blah, 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 whatever. People are gonna say and do whatever they want, but the bottom line is they did not make the choice. So what I have done is I recruit in two different ways. Number one, I make it exclusive. I make everything so hard. If you guys go to neversate.com and you check out the daily workout, it takes a certain breed of individual to do that. But almost to a person, the people that this attracts are people who have found a way to be really good at some other field. We have doctors, we have mechanics, we have therapists, we have 13-year-old soccer players. We have all kinds of people who found ways to be really good at something else. And if you can figure out a way to be really good at something else, you kind of get the equation and it can translate into this. And one of the ways that you become really good at something else is it needs to cost you something and it needs to be hard. And when you look at the daily workout and you come and you try out a workout and you end up puking your brains out, I'd probably say the majority of people within their first couple workouts have ended up puking outside in the grass. It happens to virtually everyone. It's almost like an initiation. The people who come back after that stay because they see the benefit in working hard and sacrifice, and they know that if you want something, it's gotta cost you something. So to be completely honest with you, we don't have a lot of notable strongmen or powerlifters that just show up and say, yeah man, I'm gonna throw away all my other training and I'm gonna trust in you and your system, and I'm gonna show up to class and I'm gonna work out with a stark beginner 50-year-old girl while I'm used to working out with world-class athletes. Most people do not do that. They just haven't come. However, what I have done is chosen people with good character and that actually have drive and will, and we've built them into what we wanted them to be. When we first opened, we had a ton of beginners that didn't have hardly any lifting experience whatsoever, and what they did usually was some sort of bodybuilding or group fitness instructors. We have a lot of women because women are not afraid to try something new and they can lay their pride to the side. A lot of guys think, well, if I can't do that, then I'm gonna be looked down upon, but that's not true at our gym. But those people have shown up and they had absolutely no interest in competing in strongman. They just thought it was an interesting way to work out because it was different than just going to the gym and walking on a treadmill. Well, those people, you fast forward 2 to 3 years, and now we have a ton of people that hold all the titles for Maryland's Strongest Man, and none of them have been doing strongman for more than 2 to 3 years. All they did was they show up, they're consistent, they do not miss workouts because it's like missing a team practice. You guys remember being in high school, if you missed football practice or you missed baseball practice, you got in trouble. You don't get in trouble here, no one looks down upon you, but people will reach out to you and be like, hey, we missed you. Like, I hope you come Friday because I'm gonna need you. I need you for my PR, I need you to spot me, I miss your company. When you start building a team like that, that team just builds each other up. Just to give you an example, we have a doctor who literally had 0 lifting experience 3 years ago, didn't enjoy working out, didn't enjoy lifting, and now she just went to Maryland's Strongest Man and crushed it. We have an awesome guy who started really lifting seriously at like 49 years old, and before his 50th birthday, he deadlifted 500 pounds. We've taken very normal, everyday people who have an extraordinary will and work ethic, and they just float up because they're willing to do the work. They spend the time and they sacrifice. And it is the most beautiful thing and most rewarding thing that I have ever been part of. And conversely, we've had plenty of experienced lifters show up who do a workout and they say, this isn't for me. I didn't sign up to do burpees. I didn't sign up to work this hard. This is interfering with my whatever program that I was doing before, and they end up leaving. It's not they couldn't hang, they just didn't have the mental power to step outside of their little comfort zone, and now they're doing the exact same thing at the exact same weight years later, when if they just would have taken a shot, they would be 1,000 times better right now. So I don't really recruit for experienced people or excellent lifters. I recruit for people that have a certain mindset. If we do one thing well, it's we run people right up to a decision where you either need to quit or you need to become a different person and persevere. We just look for the people who persevere because those people are going to be successful in every single thing that they do, not just lifting. If you can fill your gym with those people, you're going to love your job. I thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch up with you later in the week, but until then, go out, do something amazing with your lives, like start a gym, be nice to each other, Keep working hard. I'll catch up with you then.